intended great. With a heart that reads the room before you've seen a face. The universe is holding what your hands cannot contain. Every wound you turn to wisdom, every loss became your gain.
Hi guys, it's Nicki B. Welcome back to Explore with Nicki B. I just want to send out my appreciation to everybody that has liked, subscribed, shared, watched my intro video that I shared last week. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback and support, so I really do appreciate everybody that has been reaching out to me and letting me know that they enjoyed the show. So thank you, thank you. This week's episode, this is technically episode 1. I do want to apologize because the first episode that aired, that was the intro. I got some feedback from you guys, and a lot of people thought that the intro episode was just music, so they actually didn't even watch the full episode through because I was playing my intro and outro song on there that I had created for myself. So that song is pretty lengthy, so when it was split up into 2 sections, it was still pretty long, so a lot of people thought that it was just music playing the whole time, so they actually didn't even watch the episode all the way through. So if that was you, go back and watch it and then watch this one next. But what I'm going to do now is, as you see in the beginning here, I'm just going to play a tiny clip in the beginning to go into the episodes, and then the very end I'll play the full song so you guys could listen to it if you'd like. So the song was created by Astro Songs. It's pretty cool. It's based off of your name, your birth date, and the exact time you were born. So they customize a song specific to you. So that song was created for me. I really enjoy the lyrics if you listen along to it. I really relate and resonate with it. So definitely, yeah, go back, listen to it. I'll create its own little video as well, so I can put the lyrics on there so you can see that. There's also a link for Spotify and iTunes if you guys like the song and you'd like to download it. You're able to do that as well, so I'll share that as well. So, first and foremost, I do want to give a fair warning because we are going to talk about my life. There is some topics about trauma and sexual abuse and things like that that maybe you don't want your children to hear or listen to. So I am forewarning you now. Might not necessarily be for children. Although I do think that we should be discussing more of these topics with children, because I feel like that's part of the problem is the parents aren't discussing these topics with children, so children are unaware that that stuff shouldn't be happening and shouldn't be going on and that it's not normal. So I do think we need to have more discussions with children, with our own children, right? So they know that it's safe to talk about and they know that it's not okay to be touched and things like that, whether it's family members or friends or relatives or, just anybody that you're trusting around your children. So I do think it's important to discuss those things with children. But again, just want to give a forewarning in case you are having children watch this. And I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay, and I know that. So if you don't want to watch, it's okay. It's not going to be for everybody. But I do hope to inspire others and help people, other people that maybe have went through the same thing and need to share the story themselves to help with healing and to move past those inner childhood traumas that they need to get through to move forward in life. Like, that's what I'm here for. I'm hopefully going to inspire people to do the same. So it's what God has led me to do, and that's why I'm here, and God told me to do it, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to share my story with you and hopefully inspire others to maybe do the same, and just to know that it's okay, that other people have experienced things like that too, and it doesn't make you who you are. So you can be different than those past traumas and hurts and childhood issues and all of that. So also, I had a couple people reach out to give feedback, And some of them were saying, oh, I can help you edit out, the ums that you say all the time. And honestly, I'm okay with it. It's who I am. I'm not perfect. I will say a lot. I am not the best speaker. I'll learn over time and I'll get better as I, film more episodes. But it's okay. I want to be genuine. I want to be authentic. I want to be me. So you get what you get. And again, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. It's okay. But I want to be authentic. I want to be true to myself. I'm not cutting anything out. So whatever happens, happens. If I make mistakes, if I say things wrong, if I pronounce things wrong, it might happen. So we're just going to roll with it. If I do say something incorrect, that's not truthful, I'm going to come back and correct myself, right? I have no problem doing that. So I always want to speak the truth. I always want to tell the truth and say the right thing. So just know that. So we're going to start with my childhood. So as I had mentioned in the little recap in the intro, it was myself and 3 siblings growing up. My mom was a single mom, so she raised us 4 children. My dad and her split up when I was a baby, pretty much when she was pregnant with me. They kind of split up and were on and off, and then he eventually left, and it was just my mom taking care of us. We grew up in Davis, California. There was a small point of time when I was little, we were in Southern California, in Lancaster. So that is where I was when I was a smaller little baby. My mom went to art school out there. So we were there for a short period and then came back to Davis and then just grew up in Davis. And then after that went to high school in Granite Bay High School. And I technically was supposed to graduate from there. I was short, I think, 5 or 7 credits, I think. So I ended up not being able to walk the stage with everybody, unfortunately. And it's also because I was working. So there was in my junior year and my senior year, I took half of those years off to work jobs so I could help pay bills and things like that. So I ended up doing like an independent home studies so I could try to finish the credits. And I didn't get those 7 credits completed in time, so I didn't get to walk the stage with everybody. I ended up having to, because I was done with high school when I was 17, so I was a lot younger than everybody else in high school. I was 16, turning 17 as a senior. So when I was 17, done with high school, my mom kicked me out of the house. Her and her boyfriend at the time didn't want me at the house anymore, so I moved in with my grandfather when I was 17 in Davis, back in Davis. But that's where I had to finish school. Once I turned 18, I had to go to the Davis Adult School. So that's actually technically where I graduated from. So that's what my diploma actually says. But to rewind a little bit. So when I was a little girl, so when the abuse started, my mom was dating this guy. I haven't decided yet if I want to name names. I'm not sure if I should do that or not, so I'll see how it goes. If I decide I want to say who it is, then I'll do that. But she was dating this guy, and he followed her out to Lancaster when she went to art school out there. So he was babysitting me when I was a baby out there. And my grandma on my dad's side happened to come home to our home, and she was very concerned with what she walked into with him with me. So she actually called the police, called CPS, and opened up a big case, and a lot happened there. Eventually, I think my mom dropped the charges, and nothing happened to him. She still kept him around, and again, I didn't know about this until I got older. So my grandma ended up telling me later when I got older. So my mom kept this guy around growing up, and most of my childhood, I don't remember. It's pretty much blocked out. A lot of time when there's trauma that happens to you as a child, your body has this mechanism in it that allows you to not remember. It protects you, right? So it doesn't allow you to remember a lot of what happened. So honestly, most of my childhood, I don't remember, which is sad and it's difficult, but it is what it is. And again, your body's trying to protect you. God is trying to protect you from not remembering that stuff. So I have little bits and pieces that I remember of my childhood. But when the abuse that I do remember continued, I remember when I was 4 years old, I went to the movie theaters with this guy. And again, my mom was kind of dating him on and off, where he would pay for things for us and help buy things and take us to different places and buy clothes for us and food and different things like that. So he took me to the movie theaters when I was 4, and I remember him touching my private areas in the movie theater. And then afterwards, he bribed me and said not to tell my mom and that he would buy me clothes and take me shopping. So he took me shopping and I got clothes, and then I went home and I cried and I told my mom what happened. My mom still didn't protect me. She still let me go around this guy. And again, I blocked out most of my childhood, so I don't know everything that really happened. I have glimpses of little bits and pieces of different scenarios and situations and things that happened. But the abuse happened all the way until I remember when I was, well, before I was 10. So there's other times when I was 6, I was 8, we would go to his house. We grew up really poor. So my mom was on welfare. We had food stamps. I always remember having really good groceries in the beginning of the month when my mom got paid the welfare money. So we'd have tons of groceries and I felt like we were rich. And we would eat all that food. Within like 2 weeks, there's no food left. And we had no food for the last 2 weeks. So we were like super broke, super poor. We were eating peanut butter and sugar sandwiches and had powdered milk we had to make, for our milk. So no food. We'd go to bed hungry sometimes. So that was pretty rough. And that's probably why I have motivation to always, hustle and make money. And I'm different now because of that, right? Because of how I grew up and how I lived, and always in survival mode. So I remember being, so we tended to get like head lice a lot when I was younger. So I remember we had a lot of animals at our house. My mom, she's an artist. So she was always focused more also on her relationships and what men she was seeing at the time. So she was always very focused on the men. The house was not very clean. We had lots of animals. It was gross. Like I would get head lice all the time when I was younger. I used to have really long, beautiful hair that my mom ended up having to chop off real short because she couldn't handle it because I kept getting head lice and it was too much to try to go through my hair. So I remember having to get my hair chopped off real short. But she couldn't afford to get us head lice medicine. So she would reach out to this guy, the one that was my abuser, and she would ask him for help. And so we would have to go to his house sometimes to go get the head lice medicine. And I remember him doing weird things. Like he had a shower curtain with a hole in it, and I would be in there washing my hair with the head lice stuff, and he'd come in and use the bathroom, and then he would stick his thing into the hole when I'm sitting there in the bathtub. So he would do weird like grooming stuff like that. I remember him tickling me all the time, and when he would tickle me, he would touch my private area, and act like it's an accident, and which it definitely was not. He would do weird things. He was a bigger guy, big belly. He would flip me upside down and push me against the wall with his big belly pushing me as he's tickling me, and he's touching my private area, stuff like that. So really disgusting things. He was obviously a pedophile, and it really hurt my heart that my mom didn't protect me, knowing what he did to me. And again, I blocked that incident out from when I was 4 years old. I completely blocked it out. My mind made me block it out, so I didn't remember it. So these little weird things were happening. And then I remember at 10 years old, I've always had a larger chest, and I was always embarrassed of it. Also, due to this abuse, I turned to food. So I had issues with food because that's what I could control. So I would have, after everybody would be done eating, I'd want seconds or thirds. And I, got a little bit chubbier when I was younger. And I always had like a weird relationship with food because of that. So, but I always was bigger chested. And so I'd wear big t-shirts that would cover everything up. So I remember we were swimming one time and I had the big t-shirt on and I had a bikini underneath. And my top kept coming off, like kept untying. So I asked my little sister, and this was when I was about 10 years old, I asked her if she could tie it for me. And I remember him being in the pool with us. He took us to a community pool to go swimming, and he says, "Oh, I'll tie it." And I remember him pulling me close to him, and he had a big old boner that he put me on, and as a little girl. So I was so grossed out by that. And that's when I told my mom that night. I was crying and crying and crying, and I told her what he did. And then I told her about a couple other weird things that he had done. And then she's the one that reminded me. She says, "Nicole, you don't remember telling me what happened when you were 4?" And then she reminded me of it, and then I remembered what had happened. So I was even more hurt when she told me that, reminded me, and then still she didn't protect me. So finally at that point she realized I was too old, and I understood more now, and so he couldn't come around because of that. I also found out, that's when she told me, she's been blackmailing him this whole time rather than turning him into authorities and letting them know what he was doing to me. She was making him pay her every month. So he had to pay her every month. He had bought her a car. So basically it felt like I was almost being prostituted as a little kid, right? That's what it felt like. Which is really hard on a child to understand what was going on. Not only that, my little sister used to call him dad, which hurt my heart so bad for her to call him dad after the abuse that he had done to me. And my older brothers liked him too because he was the fun Disneyland dad. He would pick everybody up and take them to the snow and take them to different, amusement parks and theme parks and buy us things and all of that. So the kids liked him, right? And they had no idea the extent of the abuse and what he was doing to me since I was a baby. Like, he literally had done stuff to me since I was a baby. And then finally my mom said, okay, he can't come around anymore. So she had to break the news to my siblings that they're not allowed to go with him anymore, and he's not allowed to come over. So my siblings treated me awful because of that. So they would say, "It's all Nicole's fault. It's all Nicole's fault." So they would tease me that it's my fault that they can't see their dad anymore, and they can't have fun, and they can't have him buy them things and things like that. My mom was still, blackmailing him and making him pay her every month, so she wouldn't go to authorities with what he had done to me. But at least the abuse stopped at that point, right? But I was still getting abuse now from my siblings, saying it's my fault and making me feel even worse about myself, making me turn to food even more, and have unhealthy relationships with food. So it was really, really rough time for me to go through. And even later, I'm sorry. It was tough for me because, I would go to my sister's house when she was in college. She was staying with someone, and on her wall she had a picture hanging up of him and her. And it was so hard to see that. I'm so sorry. I did not think I was going to be crying. I always felt like I was healed from all of this, so I was able to talk about it and share it with all of you guys, but I didn't realize how tough this is gonna be. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. So it was hard to see that picture, and I don't even think my sister knew the extent of like the abuse that I had to go through until later on when we're adults and we talked about it more, and I shared with her things that had happened to me and what he was doing to me. It does hurt that he never got in trouble. It hurts that my mom didn't protect me. So this is another reason why like I'm so passionate about protecting children and taking care of the children. Because later in life, I'll go over more of my story, but stuff ended up happening to my own children also. And that was another thing, like everyone's like, how do you forgive your mom after doing something like that? And I still have a good relationship with my mom. I don't, blame her for what happened, because she had her own story. She had her own trauma that she went through herself. So, a little backstory on that. When she was 5 years old, the neighbor across the street, her little neighbor friend, dad, sexually abused her when she was 5. And she went and tried to tell her grandma, and her grandma didn't do anything about it and didn't protect her and didn't believe her even. So she never got protected either. And then when she was 16, she was molested, or raped, in fact, at her high school on the football field. And then later, she was abused again in a relationship with somebody, and they abused her and tied her up with phone cords, and then she had more abuse. And it's like my mom had lots of abuse and lots of trauma herself. So it's like, as an adult now, I'm realizing like you can't blame somebody that didn't know what they were doing to begin with, and they went through their own traumas and they never got to heal themselves. So it is hard to deal with. It is hard to talk about even. I had no idea I was going to break down like this, so I'm so sorry. But like I said, we're just going to keep it rolling. So it is what it is, and you guys are going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I'm going to be vulnerable telling my story. So it is what it is. But we never really got any like true therapy. I remember going like to a couple family counseling sessions, not really pertaining to any of that. It was for other things. So I never really talked to anybody about it. I never had a therapist. I never had a counselor. I never sat down with somebody and talked it all out and worked it all through. So I've always just relied on God, and He got me through everything. And having that abuse happen to me, with my dad really not being there. My dad wasn't the greatest when I was younger. There was times that my dad had gotten into drugs and women and all the things, and wasn't really there for me. And so I didn't have that good male figure role model. I had the abuse guy, right? So that's what I had to look up to. And then some of my mom's boyfriends had abused me as well, as far as physically hitting me. I ended up having to go to a group home when I was in 9th grade. So we moved with another boyfriend of hers to Granite Bay. Beautiful house. We had horses and all the things on this nice property. But the guy that she was dating was an alcoholic, and he would drink all the time. And, you know, I'm a 13-year-old, a little mouthy sometimes. I'd pop off. I might say something not so nice. You know, that's how teenagers are. But I remember he got my face one time and he punched me. And so I was devastated. I ended up packing my stuff up and I moved out, and I moved to one of my friends' houses and stayed with them temporarily while I was going to summer school, which I had to go to summer school because I was on that same guy's truck and fell off of his truck, broke my collarbone, and missed a bunch of school. So I had to make that up by going to summer school. So I remember staying at my friend's house, and another one of my friend's moms called CPS on the situation, told them that he punched me in the face, and I remember them coming to get me from my other friend's house that day, and CPS took me, and they put me in a group home, and I was there for, I think about a month, and they were about to actually adopt me out to a family. Literally, like the next day I was supposed to get adopted out. I think I was going up to Oregon somewhere, which now that I know what I know, I was probably getting sex trafficked. Who knows? Like, I don't trust that whole system. But my mom got my aunt to pay like $3,000 for a lawyer to get me out of there. So they fought to get me out and literally saved me like the day before I was supposed to leave. So I got out of there. Again, my mom never left the guy. She wouldn't leave him. So I moved out to a different friend's house and I stayed there instead while I was going to school. And then finally, she ended up moving out when the guy hit her. So he hit her. Then she had enough. Then she moved out. Went to the next place. Again, more abuse, more situations. And that's when my mom got me and my sister an apartment down the way so she could have her relationship with the guy she was with, because she just got pregnant again, and the apartment was for Jenna and I to stay in pretty much. When I was younger, my mom eventually couldn't handle the boys and the girls, because there was 4 of us growing up, but the boys started getting ornery when they were in high school, and they were just being bad boys. So my mom couldn't handle them, so she ended up having the boys go to my dad's and the girls stayed with her. So it was me and my sister growing up while my brothers went with my dad. And I always felt bad when I was younger because I felt like my dad would never see me because I wasn't a boy. So I think that's also why I wore like big baggy clothes when I was younger, like tomboyish, because I wanted to be a boy, because I thought maybe my dad would love me more if I was a boy. So definitely have my own traumas from childhood, which that goes into myself as an adult and who I choose as a partner, right? Because I didn't have the best choices or leaders and men in my life to know what to look for, what to choose. So I had these father abandonment issues, I had sexual trauma issues, so I wasn't going for the best guys, and ended up in some not so great relationships. I think we'll have to, again, I wasn't sure how many episodes this was going to take to talk about my life story, so I guess we can pause here. When I was, we'll pause in high school, so you guys kind of know the gist of it up until this point. Hopefully there won't be any more crying. I do apologize. I'm sorry for that. I do want to go over, since the whole time was tea time, really, we're not going to quite have time for tea time this time, but I will go over some comments from the episode previously. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That way we can get the message out to more people. I think there's like 33 subscribers so far. I have lots of traction on the shorts. I was posting shorts of the video, like just little clips of it, and seemed to get a lot of people, like 550 views on one, and so lots of views and lots of traction on the shorts, but it'd be great to get the actual YouTube shows out there. So if you can like, subscribe, share, and spread the message so I can, try to touch more people. And again, the hopes are to lead people to God with my story and just help people realize and recognize that we have, you know, other people have been through this too, and it's okay to share your story. It's okay to heal from the trauma and to move past it. But yeah, sorry, let's get into the comments. So I don't think I had any questions. There was a few comments though. Let's see. Oh, I know I was getting a lot of questions. People were calling me on the side, asking about the elite travel membership. So there is a episode that I created separately for that. If you guys want to watch it, you can go onto my channel and click on that. It's the elite promo that you can click on. Also, people were asking me about the divorce party trip. So once you sign up to become a member, you have access to all of those trips. So those specific trips that are already set up, you'll be able to book those, and that way you can come with me. So that one's December 10th through the 14th. I know a lot of people were asking about that. But yeah, there's a QR code on that video you can screenshot and then grab that, or there's even a link on the description if you wanted to sign up to be a member of the travel club. All right, let's go to comments. So it looks like there was only one main comment on the actual main video, but there was a lot of comments on the short. So I figure I'd just read them all and shout everybody out. First one on the actual intro episode. It looks like from Dual Sport Outdoors. Sorry to hear you had such a rough past. You're kicking arse now though. Keep your head up, keep smiling, and keep kicking evil you know where. I believe I speak for all who know you when I say we're all proud of you. You are very strong. You have gone through all the... You are very strong to have gone through all of that and still be here. A dear friend of mine's story didn't have such a happy ending, unfortunately. Her story ended with drugs and ultimately seppuku. Anyway, I look forward to seeing how many people this channel saves from the hell and high water they happen to be walking through. That was very sweet. Thank you very much. And then let's go to the shorts. So the first short says, I love Brienne. That is my oldest middle name. That's awesome. And that was from Trish Rockefeller. And then we have Black Clover DG. Let's go elevate lives. I appreciate all these comments, guys. Next one is from another one of the shorts. We have at Dual Sport Outdoors. Funny you should say that. My feed has been a bunch of videos saying stuff like just keep uploading. 5 reasons to not quit YouTube. Signs your channel is about to go big, etc. Yeah, it's so important. Like when you're getting messages and on your feed that are telling you to do something and just keep going, you gotta listen. You gotta just do it. And then we have at Christian Alvarez 5780, a bunch of emojis. Appreciate that. Next one we have at Dual Sport Outdoors. It's good to have you as my cruise rep at the dealership. Yes, thank you. Love your dealership. And then we have at Christian Alvarez 5780. Let's go. Thank you. And the next one we have at Robert Goodman K5V. I'm ready to hear you. Awesome, thank you. I'm ready to speak and hopefully help some people out. The next one is a lengthy one. We got some Bible verses here. So this is from at VIACONDIOS19. They say, I pray you'll stand for your marriage if that was your covenant spouse. If it was, remarriage isn't an option for you. And here's the Bible verses. So a wife is bound to her husband as long as he lives, but if her husband dies, she is free to be remarried to whom she wishes, only in the Lord. 1 Corinthians 7:39. The second verse says, for a married woman is bound by law to her husband while he lives. But if her husband dies, she is released from the law of marriage. Accordingly, she will be called an adulteress if she lives with another man while her husband is alive. But if her husband dies, she is free from the law. And if she marries another man, she is not an adulteress. Romans 7:2-3. God bless you. All right. Well, I did comment on that, so if you guys want to read all my comments on there, I did put some comments. But again, it's going to be a future episode. But once you guys hear everything that I went through with that relationship, I think everybody will agree with me. Divorce is the right answer. But I respect people's religion and beliefs and how they feel, so I do respect that. It's just definitely not something I would stay in just because of these Bible verses. So it's definitely a lot what I went through, and you guys will learn over time, so you guys can decide on that later. Then we have, let's see, at Dual Sport Outdoors. So in other words, you knew I was a hellspawn the day you met me. Damn, I thought I hit it well. Laugh out loud. It's definitely a good thing to be able to read people. Yes, it is nice to read people, to be intuitive, to be able to kind of know who's who and what's what. That was too funny though, but no, you're good people. Don't worry about that. All right, and then lastly, we have a comment on my last one. This is at Snowball61er. Those are fiery darts, seem to never let up. Oh, sorry, those fiery darts never seem to let up. You are right to lean on God with the armor he had given you. You clearly understand the dynamic of what's been going on. Satan likes to attack those who do not belong to him. Keep fighting the good fight. Your smile is beautiful. I'm praying for you. Hugs. That was beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Made my day. I appreciate all of you guys with your comments and everything. I will be playing the promo video. So Elite is our sponsor, so I will play that video, and then at the end of that video I will be playing the song so you guys can hear the full intro song. And like I mentioned, I will create a separate link just for the song so you guys can read the lyrics and whatnot, and I'll put the links on there for Spotify and iTunes. And again, don't forget, if you guys have questions or comments, like, make sure you put those down below on this episode, so we'll go over them for the future episodes, so episode 2. So ask your questions now, or comments. I'll read your comments like I just did, and we'll go over all of that on the next one. Thank you guys. Again, I'm so sorry for getting so emotional. So sorry. I totally forgot. I got so emotional that I forgot to take my makeup off. Oh my god. I was supposed to take that off when we were reading the comments. So I guess we'll do it real quick right now. So I just looked over at my towel and remembered. So remember, we're supposed to be taking off the makeup. Totally forgot. Okay, my apologies, guys. That's what happens when I'm winging it here and I'm getting all emotional telling you guys all my business. Alright, well, so these were the wipes that I'm using. So we're gonna go ahead and take off the makeup. I'm not gonna do the mask today like I did on the last episode. I'm gonna do a couple other things just because I'm not going to bed right now. It's still early. So I'm going to take off the makeup and then I'll apply a couple products. I'll show you what I use just to have on my face for the day. So I won't do the nighttime mask though, just so you know. And it is Father's Day as well, so happy Father's Day to all of the amazing dads out there. I know you guys won't be seeing this episode though until Wednesday, but at least I would like to wish you guys a happy Father's Day. I had some people reach out to me about the makeup removal in the last episode, and they were like, oh my god, I can't believe you did that. And how did you feel when you took all your makeup off? And they were asking me all these questions, but it doesn't bother me at all. Like, to me, like, I'm proud of who I am, whether I have makeup on or don't have makeup on. Like, I love myself and I love who I am. I love everything that I've been through, you know, because even though there's hard times and tough times, it made me who I am, and that's how I'm able to share my story, and that's what's driven me to just, again, to be who I am and what I've done and all of that within life. So I don't know, it doesn't bother me. I think that women are beautiful whether we have makeup on or not. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that. It's okay to not wear makeup. It's okay to be fresh faced and no nail polish. And, you know, you don't have to have all the fancy fake eyelashes and fake lip plump and Botox and all the fake stuff. Like, it's okay for you to be natural. So I have a new mascara I've been using too. It's called, I don't know if you guys can read that, Facelift. So it's got this product in it that's supposed to help, like kind of like a lash serum, natural something or other. I'm not sure exactly, but I've been using it to help grow my lashes out. So we'll see how it works. I've only had it for like a week, but I've been using that. Okay. Okay. So I use 2 wipes, one for this side of my eye, one for this side, and obviously the rest of my face, just because the mascara and the eyeliner is like a lot. Uh-oh. I lost an earring. I must have popped that out when I was rubbing. Oh, that one's coming out. Okay. So there we go. No makeup. That is me. So I will do the pore. So this is the No More Pore Pads that we did last time. The Korean Beauty. So I will do that one still. That one's so, like, because I have the big pores kind of right here. So I'm going to use that. I would love to know what products you guys use. If you can comment below and let me know if there's any like natural things that you guys use that help. Another thing that I use that's natural that helps, basically they say it's liquid Botox, is castor oil. So you put castor oil on where your wrinkles are and stuff, and then frankincense. So this is another one that I'll use today, like a moisturizer, frankincense oil balm. So frankincense and castor oil together, it's a really good combo, and it's supposed to help wrinkles and things like that. But yeah, let me know if there's anything else you guys use that's natural that could help. We all gotta help each other. Alright. So I will use some of that frankincense I was just talking about. So that one's like a, let's see, it's like a balm kind of cream moisturizer thing. So I'll just put a little bit on. I don't particularly like the smell of it. It's okay, but it's just got kind of like a weird odor to me. Okay. So that's that. And then lastly, I've been trying this out. It's a lot of the influencers use it, and I saw it on TikTok. Dr. Malaxin, Dr. Malaxin, but you're supposed to use it. It's it's calcium volume multi balm, soothe caustic collagen extract. So I guess it's collagen basically and calcium. So you're supposed to put it like where your wrinkles are and stuff. So I have some deeper wrinkles up there, and then obviously like where the crow's feet are and stuff. You can put it on your neck as well. But I'll use that. And again, I'm not going to sleep right now, but I can just wear that throughout the rest of the day. And then if I were going to sleep, I would do these 24 gold eye masks. So you put them underneath of your eye. So they look like this. And you just literally put them on, one on each side, and then I would wear that. I'd go to bed at night usually, put a bonnet on my hair, and then put those on, and I'd go to sleep. So I'm not going to do that one today, but that is my makeup removal routine. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, we're winging it. This is God, all God. So I appreciate you. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, all those things. Definitely add some comments. I will read on the next episode or questions you guys might have. And I appreciate you. Bye. Have a great day. Hi, guys. It's Nicki B, the host of Explore with Nicki B. I just wanted to come on and go over our current sponsor of the show, Elite. I wanted to do a quick promo and plug for them. They are who's making this happen. So I appreciate them. I'd like to start by sharing their mission statement. So, what is Elite? Elite's mission is to elevate everyday life by making travel more accessible and creating a path towards financial independence. We exist to inspire people to experience more of the world, live on their own terms, and design a life they love. So, Elite is pretty much an invitation only travel and lifestyle community. So, I am part of it. I'd love for you to be part of it so you can come travel with me, go on some fun trips together. I don't know if you guys currently travel right now. If you're currently traveling, it'll definitely save you a ton of money because, as you know, using things like Expedia Group, Booking Holdings, you think you're getting a savings, but in all actuality, there's probably another 65% savings there in over a million plus hotels that Elite is able to offer you. I know with Booking Holdings they made 26.9 billion last year, and then the Expedia Group 14.7 billion. So that shows if they're making that much money, that shows how much room there is for savings. So it does allow you to save money. It is a travel club that you're part of. What's nice about being part of the travel club, so not only do you get the up to 65% off on the hotels, over a million plus hotels, you also get savings on car rentals, resort weeks. There's specific Elite excursions that they'll post that you're able to be part of, which is really cool. I'll show you some upcoming ones that I'm going to be joining. There's cruises, there's group travel rates. So if you're getting married and you have a big, large group that you need to get group rates on, or maybe a 50th wedding anniversary is coming up and you have a big group that you're taking somewhere, you're able to get discounted rates on it. Meeting spaces, if you're going to rent those out, airport lounges you can save money on. So tons of ways to save money throughout the year with your current travel. If you're not currently traveling and you'd like to travel more, that's another reason why it makes sense to do this. So the cost of the actual membership is $175 a month. So with that, though, you're getting the discounted hotels, you're getting the Elite Escapes. Those are those week-long trips that they have in different places like Dubai, and there's one coming up in Thailand that I'm going to be going to. I'll share that real quick. Also, there's a cruise they just went on, trips to Jamaica, things like that. You also get portal access to go online and book everything yourself and see all your savings, as well as the discounted airport lounges, and then the signature trips. So by paying that $175 every single month and paying your dues, it's almost like a savings account in a way. So me being a single mom of 4 kids, I don't always have a lot of money to set aside for myself to do a nice fun trip that is well deserved, right? We need to treat ourselves. So this kind of allows it. It's a way to, it's almost like a little travel savings account. So you pay your dues each month and it gets tucked away where you can't touch it. And then at the end of the year, after 12 months, you're able to choose a signature trip, which is a week-long trip, and there's over 50 plus places to choose from, and you don't have to just go overseas. There's local stuff too that you can do with your trip, but it allows you to go on a trip once a year on top of being part of the Elite community and traveling with all of us, to all the different places. So the one coming up that I'm going to for sure be going on is the Thailand trip. So I'll put it here on the screen. That one is 8 days and 7 nights, round trip airport transfers for stress-free arrival and departure. You get private transportation for all the excursions, no guesswork, just smooth transitions. $150 resort credit per person. Food and drink, you're getting 3 days of breakfast, 4 curated meals across standout venues. So we have lunch at the beachfront restaurant, toes in the sand, dining with panoramic sea views, the Thai tasting menu at the Blue Mango, elevated local flavors in a luxe setting, lunch at Phuket's Floating Village, cultural immersion meets culinary delight. Dinner at the the kitchen table, refined ambience, and signature dishes. So all of that for $650. So, and then if you minus out the $150 credit, it's really only costing you $500. So you can't really beat that, right? So I'm definitely going to be going on that trip. Another one coming up is, and hopefully you guys can all join me. It's going to be my divorce party. So I'm officially divorced, finalized December 5th. So this trip is actually December 10th through December 14th. So we're definitely going to party. So come join me and be part of the club. It's going to be in the Dominican Republic. I'll put that on the screen as well. It's 5 days, 4 nights at the Twin Sands. So it has the accommodations and transportation included, food and drink, like we talked about before. This one has all-inclusive with meals, snacks, and the premium open bar, 24/7 room service, in-room bar with mixers, restocked daily, and a $500 per room resort credit. So you are getting a $500 credit there as well. So some of the activities, these are the ones I'm looking forward to. Unlimited golf green fees. So that's the Greg Norman course. We have the Elite Excursion. That's a sail and snorkel party cruise. We have the Elite VIP private welcome reception, Elite VIP farewell dinner event, and the Elite Experiences concierge on site. So all of that is going to be included. Definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, being part of the club allows you to come on the trips. It allows you to have that savings set aside, and then being able to get the discounts you normally would have done if you were traveling. The travel industry alone is huge. So if you want to do the business side of things too and make money and travel as well, you can do that. The travel industry in comparison, like I'm part of the automobile industry, right? So the automobile industry right now is $2.6 trillion. So if you look at travel's an $11.7 trillion industry. And in the next 5+ years, there's going to be trillions more, right? So if you want to be part of that side of things, making an income, Elite allows that as well. So if you'd like to do the business part of things, let me know. I can get you linked with somebody on the team to be part of that. But there is a really good compensation plan if you're wanting to do that side of things. And or just come travel with me and be my travel buddy. So I'll put my QR code link up here if you'd like to sign up and or do the business part of things as well. So yeah, that's Elite.
There's a quiet power humming underneath your skin, a fire wrapped in softness, a cathedral held within. You work behind the curtain while the world demands the stage, but the depth of what you carry could fill 1,000 pages. You've been searching for the meaning in the spaces in between, and the cosmos keeps on whispering things you've always seen. You were made of fire and mercy, truth and tender grace. With a heart that reads the room before you've seen a face. The universe is holding what your hands cannot contain. Every wound you turned to wisdom, every loss became your gain. You love with open honesty, no armor, no disguise. You crave a soul who matches yours, who meets you in the eyes. You balance like a dancer on the edge of give and take, and the right one will adore the art that only you can make. You've been given more than asking, that's the pattern in your bones. But the tide is finally turning, you don't have to walk alone. You were made of fire and mercy, truth and tender grace. a dreamer in your bloodline, something ancient, something true. You can sense the things unspoken, feel what others never knew. Your ambition hums in silence, building kingdoms in your mind. And the legacy you're weaving is the most enduring kind. Don't let the noise distract you from the vision burning bright. You're closer than you've ever been to stepping in your light. You were made of fire and mercy, truth and tender grace. With a heart that reads the room before you've seen a face. The universe is holding what your hands cannot contain. Every wound you've turned to wisdom, every loss became your gain. Every scar became a story, every tear became a guide. Now the cracks are filled